New.
Hey, first of all, y'all know what it is. The Swoop Boys, and we dropping something new. Y'all know what it is. We coming at you live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Boy, you know how we do this. Smitty up the field, Booby on the wheel. Jalen and AJ think how we put it still. Fight, Eagles, fight. Oh, you know we gon' do that. BG, big player, Vontae, Bradbury, pick six in the bag. Boy, sweaty on the line, flash that with him. Boy, the Kobe gon' get him, Kanye hit him. Boy, and my dog, big as my lot of switching names up. Should be Philly, got it sold up, bro. Why balls? Boys.
What's going on? It's the Swoop Boys podcast. We in the building. I'm your boy King. I got my guy with me, Coach, and then the special guest. Y'all know who it is, but y'all know how we do it in the Swoop Boys podcast. You know what I'm saying? We put on the show. This is barbershop talk. You know what I'm saying? We keep it real for the streets. And you know what I mean? My special guest, man, E-Rock. He's like a big brother to me. I've known him since 2016, 2015. Been going to the Football Joint tailgates. He's welcomed me and my wife, and my daughter with open arms. And it was only right to get him on the Swoop Boy podcast. Y'all know what it is. And y'all know how we do. We do the introduction for every guest. But we got a special one for E-Rock. Let's hit it. Let's go. Gotta do it, big my bro.
Yo, Dope, I thank you for my own personalized intro. I do have to say that the intro that you have to your podcast, I don't know who produced it for you, but you did it.
Yeah, I did that beat. The beat's mine. I produced the beat. I do beats, you know what I'm saying? And then we got I want to say a special thank you to Coach for hitting on that joint, blessing the mic. He blessed it.
And I was like, keep the intro rolling. I don't need to be on. Play again. Early observation. Coach's outfit is tight as shit, man.
Facts.
In this logo with this color. I didn't know they. The Kelly green, man. I've got a little bit of Gale envy. You know what I mean? How Gale is always dressed up.
Man.
And I'm always trying to keep up with him. Now I gotta keep up with Coach too.
Hey, man. Hey, well, it's funny though, because it's like every time we get on the podcast, we all check each other out. Like, so what you wearing today? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Because we always wear hats. Yeah, I think one episode we did go Friday from like Felicia, me. I think me and Coach was wearing do-rags. Because it was that time of the month. Had to get a cut. Had to lay the joint down. You know what I'm saying? So he had a buckle. I didn't have a buckle. My joint was tied. A regular do-rag. That's how I do. I tie mine up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. What's going on? E, how you doing, man?
Oh, I didn't rock the do-rag today. We're trying to get the wave check going. But there ain't no wave here. This is low tide right now.
Oh man. But how you been, brother?
I've been good. Just I never want to wish my summers away because I enjoy them way too much. But you get to the point in August where you're just like, let's go. Like football season, come on. Like you're ready for it. Preseason is happening. Training camp is by and large in the books. Granted, we got joint practices to look forward to, and two more preseason games. But it's just one of that point in time where you're like, man, is it September 11th already? Let's go.
I feel you. It's crazy because it's the smell of autumn is here, hitting the paths, the grass. Well, I live in Arizona, so I'm not getting all that. But I'm living that through you.
Yeah.
On Twitter, my guy. Yo, I just want to talk about the explosion that you just had being at the open practice about 2 weeks ago. Everybody was just right. It was crazy because I was on Bleacher Report and I looked and I said, yo, That's my big brother. What's up? My big bro is on Bleacher Report, like using. Everybody was giving you credit, man. I just want to say, yo, that's a blessing, bro. That was dope, man.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew this, King, but this ain't my first rodeo.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to know where to sit and where to angle yourself and the good camera angles, and you just kind of like it. It wasn't a surprise to me that it would get picked up. The beat writers aren't allowed to record, so
right. That's
John
right.
Clark
they sit in the section. They have to write.
Right. John Clark follows me, and he grabbed it and he tagged me in a lot of stuff, and he uses a lot of my stuff, and my whole goal to my social media was to help people kind of experience it as it's happening.
Yeah.
And so 11 on 11s, I knew when they were coming up. I knew how to record them, edited them right up. It was uploaded 5 minutes after 11 on 11s happened, and all I'm trying to do is just kind of bring, I'm fortunate enough to be in the position that I'm in.
Yeah,
I want you
most definitely
guys to feel that with me,
Yeah, and it's so dope, man, because you've been in this game for so long. You've been doing. I love your skits. Oh man, my wife. It's funny. It's like me and my wife, we work from home. And this is my office, my man cave. She has her woman cave in her office. And then she'll a video will pop out. She'll be like, "Yo, dude, did you see E-Rock's video?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, all right, seen that joint was funny, huh?" She's like, the Eagles need to give him like a media, like you need to control their social media for whenever you do their videos. You know what I'm saying? So, it's cool. Yeah. It's cool to see somebody that I know and everybody else knows. Everybody knows you. You know what I'm saying? So they see the face and they see that, the bald head and with the covered underneath the hat. They know that it's E-Rock, and you're gonna bring all the Eagles fans around the world together. And that is so dope, man. We appreciate it.
That's always been the goal. Very humbling when somebody recognizes the goal and not necessarily recognizes me, but recognizes the goal and what I've been trying to do. And it kind of dawned on me the other day. I've been doing this since 2007.
Yeah.
I've been doing this a long time, and as long as I'm still going to the games, and as long as I'm still an Eagles fan, which will be until the last day that I take my last breath, I'll be doing this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we got the other Swoop Boy in here, Mr. Affiliated Poppy, Mr. I have the hats and the swag, you know what I'm saying? The swag move. What's going on, man? What's going on, Affiliated Poppy?
What's going on, everybody, man? Happy to be here.
Right. It's funny, the last time that you, me, and E-Rock all together, we were in Vegas. And you picked E up. We had a great time. It was fun, man. It was fun. So I definitely want to point that. We gotta say what's up to everybody in the comments as well. My cousin Carl, my cousin Jordan, South Jersey, Philadelphia. Y'all know what it is. My cousin Carl said E-Rock be fishing.
And I said,
he do.
My summer's away, man, because that's I'll be on the beach this weekend. I don't want to wish the summer's away, but I'm excited for football season too, man. So, we all got our hobbies,
And it's just good something to distract you for those last couple months, waiting for the action,
It's a great way to kind of pass the time. It's just a great way to pass the time. My Twitter profile says if I'm not at the link, I'm at the beach, and that ain't no lie, man. That ain't no lie.
No, and you can catch Mama E, Pops, Big Frank, everybody, man. Shout out to the whole family, man. And it's every time I go back home and I go over to the Ease tailgate, man. I always your mom's always giving me the meatballs. You know what I'm saying? She's always make sure I'm fed. She's like, oh, King, his big ass is coming over there. She's always making sure I'm full, man. So I definitely want to say, Mama E, thank you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much.
I'd love to say that you're special, but all the regulars, all the friends, all the Eagles fans that have been there kind of from the start of really kicking that tailgate off. I mean, they're family now. So, you know what happens when you go to your family's house, you know, mom always want to make sure you're fed. And you cannot be hungry. And you'd be like, no, I'm good. And she's like, no, you got to eat something.
Yeah.
You know, and
that
mom needs to make sure everyone's fed, you know?
Right. I hear you. East Coast Gridiron, I appreciate you dropping in, man. What's going on? All right. So, first things first, since we got our special guest, E-Rock, I got a question for him.
Okay.
And we're going to start this off hard because it's only E-Rock here. What does your Eagles rush or your Rushmore look like? What does it look like?
My Eagles Rushmore. Well, it's always hard, right? When you start talking about athletes that you've never seen play. So when you talk about the Van Buren, Tommy McDonald's, it just is what it is.
Okay.
I feel like Eagles fans, especially, they know history about the team. So if I was going to put Mount Rushmore on there, obviously Dawkins is one of, I think, around the table. Everybody.
Yeah,
that's
most definitely.
Yeah,
that's an automatic in. Reggie White was the best defensive end to ever play his position, period.
Okay.
So Reggie's up there. You know, even though it's well before my time, Chuck Bednarik, my grandfather used to talk about Chuck Bednarik, the last of the two-way players, Mr. Eagle. I mean,
yep.
In an era where, you know, dudes went off to war, the fight the Nazis, and then came home to play football. I mean, it's just a bygone era, a whole different time and place. But I think Chuck's up there. And then if I had to, there's 4 in Rushmore.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys convince me. Who should be 4? Who should be 4? If we're, I think people, right? If we go Dawkins.
Okay.
Hold on. I would love it.
Yeah. I was gonna push it to you anyway. Because me and affiliated, we always getting a fight over this.
Okay.
We're always getting a fight over this.
Okay.
So now go Reed, because I already know you about to say.
He with the passing of Mr. Scully, you know, a few weeks ago. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
I said, and it's this definitely, it got me thinking, Merrill has to be on that Mount Rushmore, right? Or if he is, it has to be acceptable, because think about this. As a young kid, since we've all been listening, as long as all of us have been alive, we have heard Merrill's voice speaking, commentating, talking about the Birds every game. And one day that's not going to be something that we're going to hear. And right now that might not seem, you know, too crazy, but when that day does come, and it will come eventually, those games are going to be different forever. So I just say, being a part of the franchise and being the voice of the Eagles, Merrill might be part of that Mount Rushmore.
You make a compelling argument. Listen,
man.
I'm not saying I would put him up there, but he makes it. It's a touching tribute to Merrill, because the one thing I think about, and I don't know if you guys watch, you know, Phillies at all, but would Harry Callis be in the Phillies Mount Rushmore?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh no, so we do have a show coming out with the Young Gunners, which is baseball, featuring yours truly, Coach Enrique. So yeah, we are big Philly fans over here. We're 4 for 4. We're all 4 for 4. So
yeah.
Your ears. Yeah.
I've been a Union fan since Freddie Adu was on the squad.
All right, so he's gonna E-Rock's gonna be right back. Sorry, fellas. Sorry, guys, and ladies and gents. I'm sorry.
That Jersey.
Let's see. Jersey connection, man. Jersey connection.
This is what happens when you move out to the country, man. This is what happens when you move out of Philly and go to the sticks. you got that bad Wi-Fi. You got that bad Wi-Fi. So anyway, as I was saying, I don't know when I got cut off, but you know, the Phillies, would they add Harry Callis to it? Because he was their voice, right?
Yep.
And I would say certainly, you know, you would talk about him in the conversation, but at the end of the day, I think there's too many legends to like he would be a great. I wouldn't put him up there, but I can appreciate, and I think it's very appropriate for you to bring up Merrill. Absolutely.
And my maraschino cherry on top of that was when we all finally saw that Lombardi getting raised that night. What is one thing we all remember is
His
Merrill
voice.
Reese's final sentence right there, just saying, this is for Eagles fans all across the world, So
Yeah,
I mean,
for
we
sure.
all remember that call when Merrill said the Eagles have done it, So
Yeah.
that's just one thing I feel like is it's definitely an argument to be made, and I can understand why some people wouldn't put him on. But I just feel like when you do think about these things, it is a conversation.
And
Sure.
listen, Merrill's one of those staples, and it is going to be a very sad day when he retires, and it's no longer, Merrill's voice. When you consider how long he's been with the team and how, listen, he's a homer through and through too, which we
Yeah.
love about him. You know what I mean? And he calls it like it's for being employed by the station and being employed by the team and being such a staple of the Eagles community. Man, when they suck, he will not pull punches on the air.
Yeah,
he will tell it like, this is terrible football. This sucks. There's always at the end of a really bad game when we're driving home. Sometimes he'll throw in like any rebroadcast or distribution of this game without the NFL's written consent. I don't know why you would do it. This game was sucked. Yeah, he'll throw that in. Yeah, he's always got a joke. He's always got a joke for a bad game. He always does.
Yeah.
So he'll let you know how he feels, but you just know he loves this team so much. He loves this team.
Yeah,
and I feel like it's his authenticity, and because everyone knows his love for the team so much, is the reason he's able to go ahead and say these things. Like, because like, not for nothing, at the end of the day, players, they're people too. So obviously, when they hear the media and people saying whatever they say, they're human like us. So it's easy for them to just go ahead and hit the block button or them to get mad about it. I feel like Merrill's the one guy that doesn't have to pull punches, and everyone just accepts it's like he's telling me the truth. So it is what it is. Like, and no one gets mad at Merrill for that. And I don't think he's ever been disrespectful either, too.
He's always kept it classy. He's not
a hot takey or one of these new era guys. So that's the other part of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Very much.
So we got a couple people in the comments basically saying, positive Philly productions. If we talk in Philly sports announcement Hall of Fame, number 3 become Maz Reese, Mark Zumoff, and Harry Klaus.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's amazing how you can make like a broadcasting Mount Rushmore, right? For Philly, because that's how seriously we take it.
Yeah.
It's just these people are invited into your homes. They don't know it, but you grow up. And even I'll take it as far as 6 ABC News, Action News. Just
my gosh. You bring me home.
I brought that up last week.
Home, man. Yeah, brought me home, man.
I mean, Jim Gardner retired, and people were in tears over it. Like Jim was like Uncle Jim. Like, you got your news from Uncle Jim. It was that serious. Like, if Jim Gardner said it, you believed it. Period. You didn't ever have to question the guy's authenticity. So we take our own incredibly seriously and incredibly to heart, which speaks just the overall passion that Philadelphia has for their own people.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, definitely want to get into this Philadelphia Eagles, the 2022-2023 season. We had a roster update, as you guys know. I think everybody was doing the Michael Jordan fist pump when.
I mean, I was sad about this.
Hey, when we got rid of my man Jjaw. This man. Yeah. This is Reek. Reek. Reek has to be the oddball with all this. He was really sad in the text message too. He was like, so we have a group text, right? We have a Swoop Boy group text. He was like, oh man, for real. I was like, yo, Reek, I swear to God, come on, bro. You out here bugging out, man.
Bro, it was one of them. It's one of them.
Everyone in Las Vegas, when you come to the Nest at Las Vegas, since we drafted him for the past few years, everyone's known that when it's been like 3rd and long or we're going for it on 4th and short, you'll always hear me right before the smallest snap. You'll just hear me scream out, "Come on, JJ!" It's just like, why not? And then once a season, I would get it right.
Yeah.
He'd be falling backwards and he'd miss the play, but
Okay. Listen.
Even a broken clock's right twice a day. You know.
Hey,
what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I was married to the stick. What can I say?
Listen, this is the thing, though, man. 3 years, 36 receptions, 290 yards. Well, 1 touchdown, touchdown wasn't.
Put an asterisk to that touchdown.
Oh, let me finish. Damn, you gotta yell at me. It was a fumble recovery from Miles Sanders when he took it to the crib and he fumbles the ball.
He celebrated like he caught a bomb.
He sure did. But
oh
man.
Because all those big plays that he dropped, like you should dock him for that. So if he had 200 and some odd yards, but dropped that ball against the Lions, I think that was 50 to 40 yards. All right, you got to dock dock him. You get penalty.
He literally dropped the bag.
All those drops might have like 10 receptions for 12 yards.
Because wasn't there an Eagles fan who put a bet, and all he needed was Jjaw to catch the touchdown, and he would have.
Yeah, he won 10 grand. He won 10 grand.
And Jjaw dropped it wide open touchdown and dropped it.
Yeah, that was against the Cowboys, wasn't it? The Cowboys game. That was the Cowboys game. Well, they pumped their chests about. Oh, well, we whooped y'all. I'm like, bro, we clinched the playoff berth. We put our 5th, 4th.
We called the practice squad up.
Yeah, and they out there, they bumping the chest. It's crazy.
I hope this is the season where we just kind of get back to that rivalry really being fun again. Yeah. And because I want Jalen to go in there and actually have a game against the Cowboys, so that'll be real fun. Because it's like it's either the past few seasons, it's either we've just been bad and it didn't matter, or we were really good and then like on our way to the Super Bowl, it didn't. The Cowboys were a non-factor, so it didn't matter what we did against them or what we were doing with them. Like what we rested all our starters the last week, and like they still were talking about, oh well, we got that win. Like, yeah, well, we won the Super Bowl that year, buddy. And then ever since then, it's just kind of been like a non-factor. Like we either were really bad, and our quarterback was just flailing at the limbs to make something happen. So I'm looking forward to this season, even though I know they've lost some pieces. I'm looking to good Cowboys Eagles games. That's what I want. That's what I grew up on, and that's what it has to happen this season.
And it has to happen, man. That's important. That rival is really important. And it's crazy. I've been to Dallas. I went to Dallas last year. The Niners versus that playoff game, Niners versus the Cowboys. And when I tell you, I went in there with a Jalen Hurts jersey and wearing my hat and everything. Cowboy fans do not take us serious. They don't take us serious. They don't. They're like, oh, well, they were even rooting for us. I felt that type of weird, maybe, and I was like, maybe it's because I'm a big guy, so nobody wants to fight with me or say something to me. But then when I got in there, they were buying me drinks and being nice. I was like, yo. And then the one dude was like, yeah, man, I want to come to Philly. I was like, nah, you can't do that. Nah, you can't do that.
Pump the brakes.
Yeah, go ahead, E. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. But like, if a Cowboys fan is like, yeah, just treat me good. And I've never been to AT&T. I've never been to Dallas. I will not give Jerry Jones a cent of my money.
Exactly.
But if a Cowboys fan thinks that he's going to buy you a drink, same courtesy shown him in Philadelphia. So, pump the brakes.
Hey, they were
most of those Cowboy fans.
Oh snap! We got Darth Vader in here. What's going on?
Looking like
you all in the dark. What's up, B?
It's the lighting, man. So getting it together. Everything's good. But Cowboy fans, they're usually visitors to that stadium from somewhere else. So that's why they're nice to you. So they're usually coming for the experience, and they're always tell you, "Oh, I'm from Mexico," or "I'm from blah blah blah." So most of the time, if they're being nice, if they're assholes, and they probably from Texas. So, just saying, like right there. But most of my friends that are from Dallas, they're all Eagle fans. That's
True.
that's kind of funny. So
shout out to Puga.
Puga's from El Paso. Puga's from El
Shout out to
Paso.
Puga. I just talked to Puga like 3 days ago. He's like, "Yo, King, Arizona is on." I said, "Hey, I got you. Just say the word. Arizona is on. I got you, B." You know what I'm saying?
That's why I fuck with Puga, because he was the only dude in El Paso rocking an Eagles jersey. And the first day I was like, "You from Philly?" He's like, "Nah, I'm just an Eagles fan." Bet. And then
Puga's cool.
That's awesome.
Puga's cool.
Puga's awesome, dude, man. He's awesome, dude. All right, so I got a question for you, E. Got another question for you, man. All right, if you guys ever pay attention to E-Rock's videos, E-Rock has a collection in like, I have a collection. Shout out to Potion. Thank you for blessing the mic on that Swoop Boy joint. You even had E-Rock say, "Yo, that joint was fire." Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard that. Yo, that joint was fire. Our intro is fire.
Hey,
Okay.
I told P, look, man, you heard the old intros that 4th of John used to be having, where Piccolo used to come through and bless it. I said,
Piccolo,
look,
man.
if you want to bless us with an intro song, that's all well and good, but you got to come with some fuego heat. Like, don't come with nothing.
Hey.
Don't disappoint, bro.
I felt like Dr. Dre. I just felt like Dr. Dre on the beat. That's all I gotta say. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for laying the vocals on my.
No, I'm still gonna get my bars on there. P works so damn fast. I'm like, damn, bro, it's mastered and everything. I'm like, oh shit.
All right, so we're gonna get Eve right back here. He got the New Jersey, that Wi-Fi. All right, so Eve, quick question.
Yeah.
Your collection is so crazy, but I want you to go back. I want you to hop in that DeLorean and remember, what was the first Eagles jersey you purchased? For Mama, shout out to Mama E, or out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Let me get both.
It was always an Eric Allen. Growing up, the kid in the 90s,
2-1.
There was not many other Erics. There wasn't many other Erics playing football.
Yeah.
To have one on the team, whenever I have the jersey number option for a long time. I mean, I got a E-Rock jersey in every color that says E-Rock on the back, and the number's 21. It's always
21.
Eric Allen. Future Hall of Famer, well overdue, should be in the Hall of Fame, will someday be in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, that's anytime I have the opportunity to buy a jersey, if it's available, and if I see it, it's an Eric, Mitchell and Ness, whatever.
You ain't lying.
All right, so that was I bought that jersey recently, and that's probably one of my favorite jerseys. Eric Allen. I actually met him in LA. I'm pretty sure you did as well.
I've never met the man. Out of all the
Eagles, me and Reed met Eric Allen on the street, just like at the bar.
I did.
Yeah. And
Guys too.
Santa Monica Pier.
Yep. What was that? Santa Monica Pier. Yep.
It's Santa Monica. Yeah, that's crazy.
I might bump into him here because now he works for the Raiders.
Yeah. I know he works for the Raiders now.
And now he's working for the Raiders.
I've got if anybody's got to connect out there watching, man,
I do.
I don't get starstruck around players, right? It's kind of, I've seen them, I know them, some of them know me. And so, but I think if I saw Eric Allen, I would be a little like, you would see E-Rock fanboy for the first time.
It's chubby on him. What's going on?
That's right. Hey, I don't blame you, man. Eric Allen was one of my favorite players when I was growing up.
He's a nice guy, man.
I don't blame you.
But
he's very nice.
Did you say you got to connect? Did you say you got to connect?
I do have a connect. With I know his nephew.
Okay.
I know his nephew. That's how I got the jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got to do some intel. Tell his nephew, like, hey, if he's ever doing something with the Eagles, if he's ever down, if he's doing a something, look at that. Look at how.
You see that?
Oh,
You see
nice.
the patch?
That's doing nice,
Is
bro.
it just me because it's my number? But isn't there something about the number 21?
I was, you know
Yeah.
what? It was me and Marcus was
Dion,
talking about
man.
the last.
Dion, bro.
I wore
You gotta
21.
be-
I wore 21.
You gotta be the truth to wear that number, bro. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't be no.
Listen. Hey,
Hey,
listen. In high school, running back, wide receiver, and the safety, I was the truth in high school. Trust me. I was 21 all day, every day.
On Sanders, like there always seems to be a 21, like a historic 21 on every single team.
Yeah.
Right.
The dude is like that. It's gonna take that 21. You really gotta be like that to take. You know, that's the guy, the best guy on the team. I mean, the best, you know, in the backfield, in the quarterbacks. So it's gotta be him. So no rap.
Like wasn't Patrick Peterson a 21? Like you got
Yeah.
They all Dion bots still, man. You know, like they came up, idolizing that guy like you should, man. That dude he changed the game, man.
Yeah,
one of them ones.
And he played baseball.
So to get in the trade, we got in a return. I might butcher his name. I apologize.
I forgot we were even talking about the trade.
I'm sorry. We got Hugo Amadi. He played 47 games with the Seattle Seahawks.
A former
interception, 2 forced fumbles. This screams to me Seattle's defense is being changed they're not going to go from man, they're going to go to zone. So Howie was like, hey, I got a guy on my team that was a wide receiver. We had to switch him to a tight end because he wasn't cutting it. I'm going to send him off because we're about to cut him and you're going to cut Hugo. And then it was a swap. I was just super surprised because I was like, man, I thought this was going to be like we get a smoothie machine, a washing machine for Jjaw, and we actually got a have decent player for him. You know what I'm saying? So, it was just one of those things. I was like, all right, that was good. And then Jimmy Moreland, he got cut as well. He was supposed to be that guy.
Yeah, I saw a quote on Twitter today, and I forget who says it, so I apologize. But it was like, if your name is not Marcus, you are not guaranteed a roster spot at safety on this team. In other words, even Tart that they signed, that we were kind of like, a bona fide.
I was not hype about Tart at all. I'm completely 100% in on Marcus Epps. That's my dude. That's my projected starter.
And why he's a projected starter because, good golly, who else do you got? One.
My thing is this though, with Anthony Harris, I feel like he's replaceable.
He's a scheme player.
Yeah, I get it, but like, and maybe I'm a homer. I love Rodney McLeod. He woke up towards the end of the last season. We beat the Commanders with that interception, and then took it to the home, and we got the playoff berth because of him. And like, I just didn't like the whole decision. Like, I was like, okay, they're going to keep McLeod over Harris, and then they went the other way. And I know that's Gannon's guy, so I get it. You know what I mean?
Pay attention to Rodney McLeod. And I'm not saying one way or the other, but just pay attention to the way Rodney McLeod plays in Indianapolis. Because what I heard is that, his knees are so banged up. There was no reliability on the field. And if you can't rely on a guy to stay, and that's just age, man. Like, it's going to happen to all of us. It's happening to me. And I'm not out there banging like they are. So it's just, that accelerated degenerative knee condition based upon just the physical nature of the game and running. He's hitting, you know what I mean? And I'd be curious. I'm curious to kind of follow his career and see if it was the truth. Because listen, it's not like the Eagles have never let go of a safety before the end of their prime. Brian Dawkins.
Yeah.
We all remember that. I'll be curious to see how he does. Even you look at Jenk. Jenkins went down to
49ers.
Well, no,
I'm thinking of
the Saints.
He had an okay year. It was okay, but then he retired because he knew it was time. So, we'll see how long. Let's not pretend like Rodney McLeod's got another good 5 years left in him. I think he's on his last contract, and he might play another 2 years, and that's a wrap.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's how I feel about it.
I'm sorry, Rick. Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, no, that's how I feel about it. I mean, look, for too many years, and and perfect examples that E-Rock just named. For too many years, we've held on for guys a year or two past when we should have, and very rarely have we let guys go, and before they turn to dust, So, I mean, look, Rodney McLeod, thank you for what you did, but the writing was kind of on the wall, bro. Like we tried to, we chose him over Jenkins, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, what's so funny too? I just thought of that as you saying that. Like we always seem to hang on to a guy too long. That's a uniquely Howie problem. There was a point in time where when Andy was running the team, that he would piss you off because he would let go of a guy, and you'd be like, "Why are you letting go of Hugh Douglas? He just had like 9 sacks. Why are you letting go?" And then he goes down to Jacksonville Jaguars, and you really realize he's got nothing left. And then you go like Deuce Staley. Why are you letting Deuce Staley walk?
He
gets
signed by the
Steelers. Albeit won a Super Bowl, but it wasn't because of Deuce Staley. He was kind of like the Carell Buckhalter at best of that team, but he was kind of washed after. Like Andy Reid always knew when it was time to. Dawkins is the one glaring exception, but he always kind of knew when it was time to like Trotter is another example in that he let go of Trey. Trey went down to Jacksonville, played 1 year, and the wheels fell off. Runyon, he let go of Runyon. Runyon played 1 year with the Chargers, and you could tell like the wheels. He had his like
Darwin Walker went to Indianapolis, and
he just had this uncanny ability to know when a guy was like, "You've got 1 year left, but it's not going to be in the uniform."
Even McNabb, right?
McNabb was a big one.
Bro.
When they traded
McNabb was a big one. Shout out to Todd.
He knew he was cooked. He just knew. He knew he was cooked.
Hey, listen to the thing though. Wait,
not only did he know he was hold on, I don't mean to cut you, but not only did he know he was cooked, but he knew Vic was ready to come back. Like
Vic was a better option.
But he knew right then he's like, this guy's good. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah.
Like to have that wherewithal and that confidence, like when we're talking about the quarterback, the hardest position to fill in the league. This guy knew the guy that he drafted and was the face of the franchise for over 10 plus years was cooked. And this guy, Vic, we had only had for a season or two. He's like, he's ready. He's back. And Vic has the best years of his career. Like, come on.
He did the same thing in KC, though, letting Alex Smith go because he got Mahomes back there.
Bro, crazy. Like, no.
But this is the crazy thing, and as you speak,
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
With that, though, we were all sitting, and I'll never forget it. We were all sitting, I'm pretty sure we're all sitting with our families on Easter Sunday, came home from church, and then boom, McNabb gets traded to the Washington Redskins back in the day. Like, that was then. I remember I was just like, what?
Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah.
We are Commanders.
Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Yo, I got the video saved in my drafts for any given tweet.
Wait, a few weeks ago, we were on here, and a guy, he was in the comments talking to us, and he was like, I'm in the video. And he was like, yeah, it's me in the black sweatpants. Literally comes on, and it's him. The funniest moment ever.
So he was the guy holding the camera, or he was one of the guys that participated?
He was one of the guys in the background participating.
Because those guys.
Hold on. Let me. I'll show you. His name is Tim. He's a good dude. He's gonna come on the show when we have the Washington League.
Because those guys in the background, they had to have been coached up. Right?
That's him. He's all in black.
So the guy.
There you go.
The camera had to have said, "I got a good idea. This is what we're gonna do." and everybody in the background had to have been like, "Is this guy fucking serious? Like, are we?" I'm
Well,
sorry.
no, that's pretty much. That's
No.
pretty much
No.
the way he explained it to
No.
us is that they were standing there, and he said that exactly like that. Like,
Yeah.
I got this idea. This is what
This is
it
what he
is.
said.
We are commanders. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Washington Commanders football team. We've got a new slogan. Yeah, we took it off of Farmers, but the fact of the matter is, we are commanders. Boy, it gets better.
The one person in back didn't take. I understand.
That's black.
You guys hear my son? He can't. He gets a kick out of that.
Yeah. No,
Even he's 3 and gets a kick out of that.
it's the
He's over here. Look at him.
Oh.
Come here.
Somebody asked me
What's
to do
up,
that.
Black?
I got to step to the side, man. You
Yeah,
do. If you think it's a good idea, I'm not.
Hey,
going
so
viral.
so when you're talking about that, he actually got a whole basket, or he gets free for him doing that video. He gets free merch from the Commanders. Look at his face.
Because that was the same day they announced their.
For all the work I do for the Eagle, I don't get free shit from the Eagles.
Hey,
Well,
he got
Well,
free shit. He got free shit for doing that video.
Well, when you got a franchise that's barely holding on. I mean, the field is barely holding together. So they got to do everything in their power to kind of keep fans. Like, oh, you guys did something? Here, take whatever you want, jerseys, towels, whatever.
That's basically what he said.
Stay doing this.
That shit ain't selling, so they got plenty. You definitely got.
Yo, your cousin Carl bugging, bro.
I know, bro. I don't know. Carl, come on, because Epps is part our best safety, and then behind him, Jarosky Tart will be that. Come on,
I'm not like sold on Epps. It's like I think he's decent. I think he's a guy. I'm not gonna say it's as bad as this, but I'm gonna compare it to who was that in the we had at linebacker for the past 2 seasons that we let walk.
White Snake.
Singleton?
No, yeah, Singleton.
Oh, I thought he was thinking
Gary.
Gary.
Who was the other guy that was there and we let go of what the fuck was his name?
Gary. Nick.
Yeah,
Nate
Gary. So it was kind of like he was just kind of a guy. He's just back there. Gary, I mean, Singleton was definitely better than Gary, which is not saying much. But, like, they always just look so confused. Like, the ball was going one way. They kind of, like, look like we're always in, like, fight or flight mode. So I'm not going to say that's, like, on that level. But it's kind of like, look, there's really nobody else back here. You're the best of, like, a bunch of guys.
I mean, he was a
cousin ain't bugging that much though. The part that your cousin's bugging about isn't the trade proposal. It's thinking that you would get a quality starting caliber star safe for Rager and Epps. Like that ain't going to buy you nothing.
Well, you got to remember, E-Rock, and this is the thing that I love. I love about being a Philly fan, but this is the thing. This is one thing that drives me kind of crazy sometimes. Is especially when you start talking to like. I don't want to call them. I'm not saying Carl is a fair weather fan or anything like that, but like people who just kind of watch football, they're not really like in like they don't know. No, you know what I'm saying? Like those kind of fans.
Yeah.
So it's like the people who just like, oh yeah, Howie can do anything. He'll give him a broken football and the guy who used to pump the footballs, and we'll get their starting quarterback. And it's like, look, Howie can do a couple things, but he can't make people take shitty trades all the time.
No, I see that shit all the time. Where it's like, you know, when everyone was trying to trade for DK Metcalf, me included, everyone was like, yeah, trade him Rager and a deal done. Like, you know,
man, you had to trade a lot of picks for that. Lot of picks for that.
You always overvalue as a fan base, and this is a passionate, intelligent fan base, and by and large, I've talked to a lot of them. They're by far head and shoulders above everybody else, but there will be the odd pickle in there where it's like, you know, we overvalue our own players and you know, we undervalue everyone else. That kind of symptomatic thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it is what it is. I'm sure all the fan bases are talking about goofy shit like that.
We're emotional traders. We're emotional, you know.
Well,
Raiders
I mean,
not
but
doing good. We're talking
but
with
look
feelings.
at the thing now. Yeah, but like that's the thing though. You gotta look at Howie. Howie be fleecing cats, man. How will you like right before the season? Or I mean, I remember waking up, on the West Coast, I waking up and we had a Jay Giant. And I was like, yo, what a trade. What a move.
That I can't
And
believe.
I couldn't believe it. And then we go on to the Super Bowl and he contributed. Impactful contribute, man. Like that was awesome. Man, 2017 was just an awesome ride.
Shout out to Howie not giving JJ another contract.
Will, you muted.
Yeah, it'll make people absolutely, because there's been such an anti-Howie sentiment last.
Yeah.
Well, post Super Bowl, right? So post 2017, because he's given out a lot of overpriced sentimental contracts to a lot of veteran players. But just like, us eating horse shit on the celebration after the Super Bowl, that was our first one. We don't know how to act. Like, we don't know what to do. This is our first time going through it. So it's Howie's first time going through it. So he gave out a lot of sentimental contracts to Peter world and so on and so forth. But really, if you take away 3 bad drafts, which is a hard thing to take away, and just focus on the last couple of years. First of all, people aren't going to agree with me on this, and that's fine. Howie Roseman won that Super Bowl. We can talk about Carson Wentz. We can talk about Nick Foles. Why is Carson Wentz there? Because Howie pulled the double jump. Why is Nick Foles there? Because Howie Roseman signed him. Why is Patrick Peterson off that pass? Patrick Peterson, LeGarrette Blount, Chris Long, Torrey Smith, Alshon Jeffrey, all these guys, some of them past their primes, but are just like in the twilight of their career and get ready to give it one last go around. Everything worked. And that's kind of a testament to Howie. And he had a couple of bad drafts. He gave out a couple of bad contracts. But if you look at like the last 2 drafts, like there was no young prospects on this fucking team. There was none. And now all we're talking about is the Jordan Davises of the world and the Kobe Deans and the Smitties and, all these guys that were draft picks looking good or guys that he traded. But Darius Slay, we got him on a steal. We stole the Lions, and fleecing dudes and moving up the draft board. So I know there's a giant anti-Howie sentiment. There's a lot of Howie haters out there, but they've kind of gotten a little quiet in that recently, haven't they?
I'm gonna give Howie
an asterisk.
I'm giving Howie an asterisk just because he benefited from COVID. Meaning, a lot of these college kids that could have went pro earlier opted out, which is making your talent pool a lot bigger. So you can't miss when you got kids that were supposed to be round 1, round 2 draft picks, and the following year now you got a bunch of ones that's falling to 1s, falling to 3s. Like, nobody could miss this draft because you had a bunch of decent players this year. What's up with Will?
Will, you're muted, bro.
Yeah, you're muted, bro. You've been talking the past like 10 minutes, and his joint is not working.
But I am gonna. But Marcus, Coach, I ain't gonna let you get off with that because at the same, you could say that because of COVID, but all these GMs have the same advantage, and we've still seen a lot of GMs do a lot of boneheaded stuff. So I mean, look, the pick is there. You can only draft what's available, and I do want to go ahead and piggyback off what you did say, because after the Super Bowl, everyone was praising Howie for handing out those contracts and returning so much of the roster. Like, really, they say when you win a Super Bowl, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to try to retain as much of your roster as possible. And I feel like,
and I don't mean to interrupt you, but Rick, when you make a great point, In 2018, us as Eagle fans, we thought that roster was way better than the 2017 team.
Absolutely.
But we almost went back to the Super Bowl.
If Alshon catches that,
if Alshon would have caught it,
we there.
My man to my right over here is getting so pissed off because he thinks we're ignoring him. We can't hear you.
We just can't hear you. I don't know what's up with your mic.
Yo,
can you hear us?
Hop back in. It's happened to me. Hop off and hop back in.
Yeah, he's hopped off like 10 times. He's just trying to get it done.
Let's reboot the setup, guys.
He got a new crib though, so
Yeah, he got a new crib, so he's not used to what's
the
going
setup
on with him.
not officially done
Yeah,
yet.
his setup is usually nice.
He
though.
gonna need Geek Squad to come and reconfigure everything.
Facts. Facts.
We all saw him struggling, right? Collectively, we all
Yeah.
saw him talking.
Yeah.
We're just
So
gonna get right and see how heated he get. Yeah, he's waving his arms like, why
Yeah.
are you talking to me?
he looked like that lady from the Eagles game last season. That was
What the?
that's how Cousins over there looking.
Yeah, we
Oh,
ain't gonna say nothing. We're just gonna let this shit ride out and see what happens.
right.
I mean, I
All right.
texted him, but you know,
Oh
sometimes
man,
people
so
feel-
Todd, man,
wait,
my bad.
that's funny.
Oh, go ahead,
That's
go ahead.
hilarious. No, I was just
You
laughing
good?
about that.
All right, so Todd, you said if you really look at how he has done, he has set this team up for the future success for years to come. Most definitely, but he has had some down years where the draft he has not drafted really well, and definitely one thing I want to point out, he has gave up on talent way too early. Oh, that drives me nuts. Russell Douglas was one of them. Now he is balling in Green Bay. Yeah, he got paid. I'm trying to think of another one.
I think
Trying
it
to
was
think
a
of another
scheme
one.
for Russell.
Patrick Peterson, he's
yeah.
old.
I think it was a scheme.
It's scary. Sometimes the defensive scheme. I mean, look at Namdi when he came.
He's going to benefit because you got Jari Alexander on opposite end. So
Scheme, man. Sometimes they don't mesh with your scheme. The players' talents don't mesh with what you got going on schematically, and he goes somewhere else. And Michael Lewis was another example of that. When he went to San Francisco, he was
that's who I was thinking about.
man.
That was what I was thinking about.
he was a Philadelphia Eagle, but he was kind of a bigger in the box safety, and that's the kind of ball they were playing. You know, so he highlighted his talents. You know,
Yeah.
If anything,
So my
I feel
cousin-
like the injury bug has also been an issue for him. It's like
Oh,
Jordan
it does.
Hicks. Jordan Hicks
Most
had
definitely.
he had knees made of Doritos when he was in Philadelphia, and then he goes to Arizona and the guy's getting
Balling.
Hey, them shits
Iron
upgraded to licorice. Them shits upgraded to
it's
licorice.
like Jordan
Yeah.
Hicks. Like I've had so much
Jordan-
faith in Jordan Hicks.
Bro, I had when they were doing the whole D'Amico Ryans, the King, the Simba, and all that joint. I was all on board. I was every
Right.
time this dude was on the field, he made a play. I will never forget Jordan Hicks. But like you said, his knees was made out of straight up Doritos Crunch.
Bro, Doritos
Like it was just
straight
crazy. And then he goes to Arizona, they turn back into licorice, and then I don't know what he's gonna do. Now he went to Minnesota. You know, I mean, shout outs to Jordan Hicks. Hope everything is well with him. Most definitely want to send a shout out to man Zach Ertz. He finally had a baby, and it's born in Arizona. So yeah,
Dang.
Why you say like that?
because I live in
No, I
Arizona.
get it.
So
Because, no, I get it. I get it.
yeah, exactly. It should have been in Philadelphia.
Because it's gonna be something weird. Like me and my wife always talk about, like, oh yeah, back home, and then like our son's gonna grow up and he's gonna be like, oh, back home. Like, nah, bro, you're born in Vegas.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're not from back home. So I'm sorry.
It's like my daughter. It's like my
Yeah.
daughter. My daughter's like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, you're going back home. And she's like, I'm like, no, you're born in Arizona. You're born in
Oh, wait,
Phoenix.
I didn't realize
It don't matter. It don't matter. My brother
Side
was born
facts
in
there.
Baltimore, but he's a hardcore Eagles fan.
Nah, it's just the
matter
way
where
you
you was
talk.
born
It's
at.
just the way she talks. So it's funny to hear it.
Yeah.
Man, let's see.
She gotta
Mrs.
go
Bergen,
visit grandma in the
31.
summer, man.
Yo, shout out. Thank you, Swoop Boys. You know, we had to get E-Rock on the
You know?
Big bro. First of all, I definitely want to say this. I want to put this out there. If it wasn't for E-Rock, I would not have been named King. And I just want to put that out there. I am not conceited. It was not me putting my name out there. He was like, listen, you're a big ass dude. And I was me and Prime, because me and Prime came in together. Me and Prime were like the security guards at the tailgate. So he was like, oh, this is perfect. We got two big ass guys. We got Prime and King. And so definitely want to say, appreciate you, big bro, for naming me King.
I surround myself with people that are bigger than me for a reason. Got to reach up and get something high on the shelf. You know.
Yo, you know what I do miss though? I miss the baptisms. I miss that. I miss the speeches the DJing. I miss that, man. So go and show them. Go and tell them about your experience, about your DJ history, and is it? And then, I don't want to disrespect the whole karate. Is it jujitsu? I don't know. Elaborate on that, man. Let them know about what they don't. Elaborate on that nobody knows about Ebro.
So I was hired. Xfinity Live is that little entertainment complex right outside the stadiums, and when they opened up, they had a job fair, and just for shits and giggles, I showed up because at the time I was working as an on-air talent for the Philadelphia Eagles Television Network.
Yeah.
And I just showed up, and I talked to the guy who was running it, and the guy running it was one of those old school DJs that would play the entire song, but was a big believer in mic work. Like that's what he believed in, somebody that was good with a microphone in their hands. And so they hired me to DJ. I was one of the first 5 guys hired to run Xfinity Live's music. And I never DJ'd before. I mean, I had back in high school. Like, oh, hold on a second. Let me show you something. You see that? That's a Tech 12.
That's when you lie on the resume and get the job.
Yeah, that's dope, bro.
Back in the day, when like that new metal, Limp Bizkit, freaking shit.
Yeah.
So me and my buddies, we had like a little garage band, and I would do the scratching. Right. I didn't know how to DJ. I just knew how to scratch. So we would. So I had a little bit of an inkling on how to do it, but I never like DJ'd in front of people. And fortunately, for like 3 months before that place opened, they had 4 of the best DJs in Philadelphia teach me how to mix, how to beat juggle, how to scratch, how to do song selection. I mean, I got a crash course. I probably learned in 3 months what it takes normal people who are trying to get into DJing 6 years to learn. And that was just good teaching. So I hit the ground running, really took to it. And I DJ'd probably 7 years of like prime, like, okay, secondary gig, easy money. I mean, I DJ'd Valley Forge Casino. I DJ'd a country bar for 3 years. I opened up for Real Big Fish. What else? Third Eye Blind. I opened up for Third Eye Blind.
Wow.
Yeah, every night I would be up on that stage. The outdoor stage was my stage, and I would be out there overlooking the lake, playing tunes, rocking a crowd. I mean, you just God blesses you in weird ways sometimes. You know what I mean? And but I since. Except for, when I go on Philly sports trips, tailgates, and, the occasional special event, I hung it up. I stopped DJing about 5 years ago. I DJ'd this place called Lucky Strike. It's like an upscale bowling alley in Center City, Philadelphia. And it was a gig where I think some University of Delaware sorority was having their formal or whatever. And so they bust all these sorority chicks up to this place, and they're all taking the Instagram with the DJ, you know what I mean? And like doing their thing, and they're all drunk, and I don't drink, and they're all drunk, and they're all being annoying. And they kept asking, yo, could you play little this or little that or little, people that I had never heard of in my life. And I was like, I retired right there. I was like, I can't. I've got little white girls asking me to play little this, and I don't know what it is. It's time to hang them up, bro. It's time to hang them up.
Yeah.
So
that's funny because I remember going to tailgates, and you would play more real hip hop. Yeah. You would play more of like the hip hop that like soulful stuff, like me and Gail talk about, and so that's why I think I vibe towards you with meeting you and talking to you and stuff like that, because I'm a hip hop head. I love real hip hop. The whole stuff now, like the new stuff now, I'm like, I don't even know what he said. Like there's no lyrics, there's no meaning, like I'm not a big fan of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a hip hop, De La Soul, Culture Twist, Common, you know what I mean? I like that stuff. But you play a lot of stuff as well with that, with like party joints. Like I remember you playing like Yang Gang with Twins and all that. Like that stuff was I remember, I was 21 in 2006. That was hot. Okay. So I remember like you playing that and I was like, this reminds me of being like 21 at a tailgate. I loved it, man. So that's what made me keep coming back.
One of my favorite things, because I'm playing for the over 35 crowd, right? Yeah, I'm playing for the over 35 crowd. One of my favorite things to do is like when you throw on something that like nobody under 30 is even going to know what this song is, but you're going to see a dude like King in the crowd and his eyes. And he's going to go,
he starts looking like Terry Crews and White.
All of a sudden, hey, where's Terrell? Where's King? King's I'm on the dance floor. Then somebody's like, that's a big ass robot.
First time you want to like Genuine Ride That Pony, and all of a sudden King's going to be sliding across the floor because like, bro, kind of shit I love to do. I'm not trying to impress the kids. Fuck them kids.
Word. Oh man, y'all know what it is, man. We got our special guest, man, E-Rock in the building. Man, I mean, if it comes to Russian Mountain more and coming to content creators, bro, for Eagles, I think you're up there. You're up there.
I'm glad you said that. I gotta.
Yeah, you're up there.
I've taken a giant step back recently.
Yes, right.
Because it's just a young man's game. But if I'm remembered as one of the OGs, my job here is done. I'm still going to make the videos. I'm still going to do, get the Bleacher Report that I've built up. I've been fortunate enough to build up a large enough of a following and a loyal of enough following that I appreciate so much that, people are still going to follow. But like he just said, like Todd said, fuck them kids. I'm not trying to be on goofy little dances in front of the stadium.
Yeah,
I'm going to do what I do because I know my formula works, and I'm not trying to be like, there's better content creators out there now. It just happens, man. It just, you do something for so long and technology and different platforms advance, there's better content creators out there. So when all's said and done, when all's said and done, if I'm remembered as one of like the OGs of Eagles content creation, I'm good. Like that's it. I'm good.
Well, I'm glad you said that because it would be a crime. It would be just a mishap on our end if we didn't go and just go bring it back. Like to me, when I was introduced to you, it has to be around what was that 2013, 2014 ish around that jam or 2015. Chips just shit in the bed, and we get the video, the fix it video. Yeah. You're walking out of the stadium. I think the video's in black and white. I've come out of the stadium. I've seen this type of game. I've seen this player do this. I've seen this mishap, but never have I been so embarrassed to be an Eagles fan. And you're going in, and you can see it. It's not clout chasey. It's not you trying to just do something for a look. It's a genuine fan who's pissed off because the franchise, the team that we love, is it's abysmal.
Yeah,
going out there and this guy who swears he knows what he's doing, he's fucking our team up. You trade away players that we've drafted, seen become top tier players, and you think you know better than everybody else in the room and in the league. And then the first season, it was good, but now it gets to year 3, and this is where we're at. Can you just take us back to that, like that moment? Did you like? I mean, obviously, no one expects for anything to be what it when something goes viral.
Yeah,
but this is crazy because it's like Twitter is so early at this time. Yeah. It's really Facebook is like the main thing at this point. Did you think that any idea that this might happen, or where were you in all that? Like, I gotta know.
Yeah. So when that one dropped, I was sitting in the 115. Me and a Cowboys fan sitting next to each other. And in the beginning of the game, me and this dude, we were just talking copious amounts of shit back and forth, like all in good fun, like all friendly, but just talking nonsense back and forth. And I would say by the beginning of the third quarter, him and I both had our arms crossed and just looking at each other go, my team fucking stinks. And he looked at me and goes, well, my team fucking stinks. It got from a shit talking contest to just like now arguing about whose team stinks the worst. Here I am with joining a Sunday with a Cowboy fan talking about how bad our teams are. This is terrible.
Yeah, that's a low right there. That's a low right there.
Exit. I left early, and I had just enough battery life in my phone to film that real quick. And I never done a thing walking out of the station before. And I just said, it wasn't rehearsed. You could see Jackie in the background. I just said what I had to say, got in the car, turned on the Wi-Fi, and just uploaded it. And then my phone died. And then I got home. And there was like 75,000 views from the time I got from point A to point B. And I went, uh-oh. Well, kids, we're going viral today. It's happened before, but that's kind of to speak to what you guys were talking about before. Like, you're never going to see me throwing clips up on a video and trying to break down film. That's not me, dude. That's not. I'm not going to front. You're not going to see me make a mock draft. I don't watch college football. Why am I fronting? You know what I mean? Like, but what I will continue to do, and what I think continues to resonate, is be the guy that's there. Because ain't a goddamn that shit was happening before the invention of Twitter or YouTube, or I was doing that shit in college. Just going to all the playoff pep rallies back in the day. You could go to Chickies and Pete's and you can meet a player before, or sign some autograph, or go to training camp, go to Lehigh. And as soon as I got my license when I was 17, I would go to Lehigh and stay after practice to wait for the players to exit the parking lot to try to get autographs. Back in the day at Veterans Stadium, I used to drive down there early just to get where the players would drive in because it was a separate parking lot. Get to take a picture with them. I just wanted to be there, man, and soak it in. And then when social media kind of popped off, it was like, there's so many fans across the country, across the world, really, that aren't. I'm in a fortunate position. Like, people would come to the tailgate, at the height of the tailgates and be like, yo, this was the best day of my fucking life. And I'm like, man, these people enjoyed it so much, but we get to do this every Sunday. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, this is just old hat for them. Like, yeah, this is a Sunday. This is typical, know. I think what's going to continue to rock and what's going to continue to resonate and what'll never get old is just the fan that's there, that's showing you what's going on. Simple as that. Yeah. You've got anybody can sit down there and try to fake like they're breaking down film. Anybody can sit there, but are you boots on the ground? Are you there? And that's my job. I feel like that's my role. That's my lane. And I will ride that fucking lane until, like I said, that last breath escapes me. And I will continue to share this passion that I have. And it's not a selfish thing. It's a here. I want you to see and feel what I'm seeing and feeling,
Yeah. And it's super dope to give us, because you live there. I mean, we're all from where you're from. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you give us the lens. Yeah. From us, so it's we appreciate it. You know what I mean? We just want to be that's why we wanted you on the show, to give you your flowers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just basically say, thank you. And man, like, and thank you for getting me started. And I remember the first time you were like, yo, King, I got a shirt of you and it's coming out. And I was like, what? You were like, do this and do this. We're going live now. And I was like, all right. And then you were like, yo, like, you were the one that got me started. And you were like, yo, you're a part of 4th and Jjaw. This is what you do. This is what I need you to go. Boom. You know what I mean? So I definitely, you and Gail, man, I appreciate you guys. Especially, speaking about Gail, I don't know if you guys were at the Jets. I think it was the Jets and Eagles preseason game. Shout out to my boys from back home for getting me a poster, and I also got all three of you a poster as well. So definitely want to say shout out to my guys. And Reek, I got you a pop, so you're good. You're good.
Whoa, we got it's official.
Yeah, it's official. I got you. You know I got you, man.
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 I was about to put
I
it
got
on
you
this
when the
podcast. Thank you.
And that's
Will, we gotta get some time to Will. Will, I don't know, bro. Turn him the mic. What do you say?
I can hear him, but it's like you gotta turn your volume up.
It's
Will.
faint. It's really faint. We've been trying to talk the entire podcast. He can't talk.
Can we just talk
So
about how E-Rock had everybody outside of Philly jealous on Eagles game days?
Oh,
like
facts.
Puga put me on to E-Rock and 4th and John. I'm seeing Puga at the tailgates and he's getting baptized. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Oh,
and then I'm like, oh, they over there lit. I'm over there like,
I miss him, man. I miss him.
Damn, I'm doing my military thing. I'm like, I can't be in Philly. This sucks.
story. I just found the hat again. I just found it.
Word?
I thought it was lost. Like my father just recently was. Yeah.
You found it.
I found it. Yeah.
Yo, okay. Hey, E, can you please elaborate on the story?
What's the backstory behind that?
No, please elaborate on this shit is funny. E, tell them the story.
I don't think I can do it justice like I used to.
This shit is funny.
I had this, like, you know, you go to the Halloween store. What's the Halloween store? The big
Spirit
one.
Halloween.
Spirit Halloween.
And you get this dumb like bishop hat, right? And where it's you dress like Pope or something. And that's the one that I had on Broad Street after the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Well, after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I'm like, listen, the team got a ring, they got an upgrade. I got to give myself an upgrade too. Started looking online. I can't even remember what they're called, but just these cardinal hats, these Pope hats, and I found a place that sells them, but it was a religious site, and you needed to be part of the priesthood in order to order it. So I went and ordered it anyway, knowing full well that listen, I am the furthest thing man of the cloth here, but I'm going to go ahead and order it because really they don't know where it's going, right? Well, you know, when you fill out the form, they ask for your phone number and everything. And so they called me, and I picked up the phone, as I always pick up the phone. I'm like, this is Eric. And they goes, oh, this is Father so-and-so from the company. And I went, oh, shit. So, like, I'm like, the jig is up. I'm busted. So all of a sudden, I break out into the most phony Italian, like, are you Father Emmanuel? I'm like, yes, it's me, a Father Emmanuel.
Nah.
So the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yeah, absolutely. It was so over the top ridiculous. I'm like, that even in my own head, I'm like, dude, you are fooling absolutely fucking nobody right now, dude. You are so busted. They're not going to sell you. In fact, they're probably going to keep the 200 bucks because the thing was like doing. It was official. It's like he went to Rome, knocked on the door, and said, "Yo, sell me that hat." You know,
that's awesome.
But I don't know. It must not have been that bad of an impression because they sent it, and then I got it, and then Prime got it sprayed up for me, and that I was wearing that thing. Yeah, I lost it. I didn't know where it was. I thought somebody ganked it out the back of the car at a tailgate.
No.
But it ended up in my father's house. And I just recently found it, and I posted it on Instagram, and everyone's like, "Yo, baptism's coming back, bro!" Or what?
Oh man, yo, that would be dope if the baptism came back. That would be dope. But shout out to Kenny from North Philly. Shout out to Kenny. That's who does all the airbrushing. I say I go there and get my shirt. But shout out to Kenny in North Philly.
That's what's up, Kenny.
Yeah, but now
he can talk.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Oh, look,
yeah.
Fuck, bro. Shit.
All that fancy shit ain't always good.
Hey, when you hook it up at the last minute, bro, it is what it is. So, you know.
We should have kept playing like we couldn't hear him. That's what we should
have. Yeah, that was actually funny. I was like, these motherfuckers can't hear me or something? What the fuck? I'm like, I've been DJing since 1983.
I knew that's.
Shit.
I knew that's
DJ
exactly
Cash
what you were
Money,
yelling.
Cosmic Kev, those are all my boys. Shit.
All right, you'll appreciate this because I got a pair of like, okay, this is one pair. The lighting, right? You know what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, check the needle.
Oh,
That's the original.
you got the original head shell.
Original parts, gently used. A DJ offered me 5,000 per.
Wow.
So I got some Mark IIs, some Mark 3Ds.
Ooh.
I got some 1210s, and I think I got another pair of Mark IIs. And I got some Pioneer, the newer ones that I bought like a couple years ago. So
Nice. Nice.
hey, man, like he said, they're worth $5,000 now. I bought 2 of them at Funkamark for $250 a piece.
But they stopped making because they
Yeah,
had
stop making them.
patent on the direct drive. Like they were the only direct drive turntables.
Like that actually had a brushless motor in it. Like you're like that thing.
It was the only
never
one.
wears out. Yeah. It never wears out.
Everything else was belt driven. I got 2 Geminis that look like it's belt driven. And then when the patent ran out, they just said, you know what? Instead of trying to compete, we're just not going to make them anymore. And they just skyrocketed in value.
Yeah. Every time they come out with another series, like a Mark 7s, those things are like $1,500 a piece. Like that's the street price, but they cost like $6,000 when you go to buy them. Crazy.
Yeah.
So if you see your grandma or somebody with some Mark Mark II, you better grab it.
Let me call grandma up right now.
Right.
If your grandma was an audiophile, your uncle was an audiophile, grab that shit.
Not rob your grandmas, everybody.
Yeah. Don't be,
Yeah.
hey, don't be a smoker.
Hold on. I gotta say this. Did you guys hear these quotes about Devontae Smith at practice?
Okay. Yo, Reek, I swear to God, Reek.
Hey man, I don't know.
All right, here we go.
Wait. I've been meaning to
Here
tell
we
you all
go.
pod. That's a good side patch on your hat.
All right.
That's a
I
real good
appreciate
side
it. Thanks. That little Pro Bowl jump. I appreciate it. I like you with the 75.
Hey,
Yeah.
good
All
hat
right,
all
since
around, gentlemen. Good hat. This is what I like to call a good hat cast right here.
This is a good hat.
Cheesesteak on the side of this joint.
Yep.
Yeah. Shout out though. Man, me and Reek have a rape link. I don't know what it is. Anyway, we're gonna talk about it, man. In Australia though, joint practice has been getting spicy. Rounds, Richard, was it LeCount? I can't read for some reason. Extended trash talking towards Eagles Devontae Smith. Smith last time I saw you, I put you on the bench representing Alabama and Georgia game. Then Nick, love Nick. Nick Sirianni's playful comes to the side and tells Smith, shout out, don't worry about it, Smitty. Last time you saw him, you won the Heisman. I just want to say, I love this shit. That's all I love this shit. You
Competition, man. Yeah. You gotta talk shit. You got to,
shit, man. So my thing is this. Era. Speaking of it, how do you feel about, what's the ceiling with the Eagles in the 2022 to 2023 season? You know what I'm saying? Let me get the low and let me get the ceiling. What do you expect?
Well, the expectation, let's start in the middle with the expectation here, because a ceiling we could easily talk about Super Bowl, right? Ceiling, ultimate goal, a low, I don't even want to talk about a low, but my expectation for the team, my genuine, because my whole Instagram, YouTube videos last year, no expectations. New coach, relatively new quarterback. We don't know what's going on. Fuck it. Let's just have fun and watch Eagles football, and things will be awesome. Let's go into the season with no expectations. I have expectations, and I've thought about what the video for the first week is going to be, and it's going to be like, listen, this team went to the playoffs last year in their first year together. With all the additions they've made in free agency and via the draft with guys like, Jordan Davis and the Kobe Dean and trading for a guy like A.J. Brown and the offensive line being healthy and adding more depth there, because that Cam dude, man, he's going to be it's great to have a Jason Kelsey replacement just sliding right into it. Just like it was great to have like a Mulata slide right into a Jason Peters role. Some people look for left tackles for years. Let's not forget the Winston Justices and the King Dunlap. For a while there,
King Dunlap. Wow.
We couldn't find a left tackle after Trey Thomas until they had to trade a first-round pick for Jason Peters. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying to you is my expectation is at a minimum 11 wins. 11 wins should win you the division, right? Because you take a look at the rest of the division, the Cowboys got worse, all right? Plain and simple, on paper, they've got – now that doesn't mean the record's going to be worse, but you take a look at them on paper, they got worse. You cannot convince me. I will not hear any bullshit of a Carson Wentz-led Commanders team when it just isn't happening. And as much as I love what the Giants did with their coaching staff, because I really think they did a phenomenal job revamping that GM and the coaching staff and everything, they still got a long ways to go. That's not a one-year overnight project with the New York Giants. So when you take a look at the Philadelphia Eagles, they're the only team in the division that genuinely got better.
Yeah.
They got better. They didn't just get a little better. They got a lot better. This is a team that won, 9 games last year? So division, 11 games. You mean tell me, fucking lie to me. Tell me how all the additions that they made through the free agency and draft, and Jalen Hurts going to the quarterback gurus and another year under his belt, and Nick Sirianni going to have another year on his belt, and finally, the defense is running a 3-4 instead of a 4-3, so maybe it doesn't look as bad. Tell me how that doesn't equal 2 wins better than last year's total. Tell me. It's impossible. You can't convince me that that's not 2 wins better. So 2 wins brings you to 11, which means my expectation for the team is to win the NFC East, host a playoff game, win said playoff game, and then whatever happens in the divisional round happens in the divisional round. I kind of give up after that. But it's a step in the right direction. It's another step in the right direction for this team. And if they win the division, and if they go to the playoffs and host a playoff game and win said playoff game, guess what that means? That means Jalen is your dude. And listen, whether you like Jalen or you don't like Jalen, whatever, the best possible scenario, the best thing that could happen is that Jalen's the guy. I don't want to start from scratch. Do you want to start from scratch? Do you want to start from scratch? Do you want to start? Nobody wants to start from scratch here. So the best possible scenario is that Jalen's the guy. And, oh, yeah, by the way, you still got 2 first-round picks next year that you can do to bolster the team some more.
Exactly.
How is and have extra salary cap because all that bullshit's coming off the books. You've got guys that are all rookies on the rookie contracts, all playing. When do you win a Super Bowl? 2017, when dudes are on their rookie contracts. So I know that's a mouthful and it's not to take in, but my expectation is they win the division, they win a playoff game, whatever happens in the divisional round, Jalen Hurts proves that he's the guy, and we keep pushing forward to winning a second ring.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah,
and what you hit on that last part was probably the most important. Is if Jalen proves to be the guy, what those two first round draft picks could mean for the future. Look, what did we get in the first round this year? Jordan Davis
and AJ Brown.
And AJ Brown.
Could you imagine adding two players of that caliber to this beefed up team already? Bro, I mean,
imagine in next year's draft you get the Jordan Davis of safeties. And then you get the A.J. Brown of I don't know, running backs, because we're going to be short on them pretty soon.
Yeah.
Or another line, or you're just adding more talent to a team. You get guys from big programs. Howie's not rocket scientists. Good players from big programs. Problem solved.
They worked 2 years in a row.
It's like I can't believe it took us so long to get here, but the fact that we're finally here, it feels so good. It feels so good.
It is. And, and when you're meaning it feels so good. Let's go ahead and watch this.
Being able to use my athleticism in the pocket when needed. and get freaky in open field when I have to as well.
Excuse me. Get freaky?
Get freaky.
I don't know that. What does that mean? Oh, yeah.
It's like the it factor.
Bro, why Jalen talk like he trying to take the dross off of everybody?
Bro, that's how he always talks.
Right? Yes, right? I was like, yo, son, you didn't get your Pepe Le Pew ass up out of here.
He
with that
looking
shit.
at Mariucci like, boy,
Yo, Trey Songz, you know he light skinned, so you know he got to talk like Trey Songz or somebody.
I feel like it's Jonas when he's trying to open his mouth.
When you tweet that in a future tweet, make sure you take because that's funny as hell.
I got you.
Bro.
God,
I mean, and so, I mean, and with that being said, man, I feel like, okay, I was, so we had hot takes, right? And I said Jalen's going to throw over 4,000 this year. Yes, I said it. Your boy King, I did say it. I said yes. Speaking of that, PFF, and I'm not a big fan of PFF, but this gave me a little bit of confidence. How you guys feel about that?
Not no damn 4,900.
No, not 4,900, not 4,900, but I'm saying I'm talking.
Projected total yards. That's reasonable.
Yes.
Total yards. Yeah, that's total.
That's reasonable because he's gonna do some running. But
yeah, he's gonna do some
running. He ain't doing no 4,900.
But 37 TDs all together. So this is what I meant when I was saying
that's reasonable. He had what?
20?
How many rushing?
750.
He had at least what 10? Was it more than 10 rushing? Right?
I already gave you the DJ factor,
so
and the AJ factor, that's a problem, bro. You got 6'7" guy down there, and you got a dude that just snatch balls out of the heavens. So that's a problem, man.
But
it's the
Jets game proved it, though. A lot of teams are going to do a bracket defense favoring AJ.
They can't bracket the shit out of AJ.
You can't bracket him and Goddard, though.
No, but that's what I'm saying. On that touchdown that Dallas got.
So, yeah, right. Dallas is going to eat. Dallas is going to eat underneath.
How many TDs I think Dallas is going to get?
Oh.
Chiseling the stone.
I mean, look, the way I look at it at this point is, and this is how I look at the whole thing as a whole, how I look at it as a whole, is if Jalen Hurts didn't get any better than what he was last season, we have added A.J. Brown, whose main goal is to pull the ball in and go ahead and get those yak. You know, we've already seen that they didn't run it at all in preseason. Preseason is what it is, but those Jets were coming to take his head off. So I will preface it with that. He stood strong. He probably didn't exit the pocket like he did, but he did what he did. It's at the end of the day, Jalen's never going to be the guy who's going to throw it 50 times in a game, and Tom Brady throw people off with his eyes.
Here we go.
Okay.
He must have not watched the game.
Yeah,
I saw improvement.
I'm not acknowledging it. So if Hurts doesn't get any better than what he was last year, that's his floor met the ceiling. That's what he is. And you've already had the talent that you've added around him. I think we're still, like you said, we already made the playoffs last season. Why wouldn't we be better than that by adding the talent we've added?
How many touchdowns did he got called back last year that he threw? At least 11, bro.
At
least 11.
Or the ones that got dropped.
Dropped in the midst. So you can't say that like he can't. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. I've never seen. I've been an Eagles fan for.
You can't acknowledge it.
Right. So,
hey, what's up, Ari?
She's
I mean, E-Rock, have you seen that many touchdowns called back in the season? I haven't. I've been watching since 1976. So
yeah, that was a tough year between the drops and the penalties and stuff like that. There was Doug's final year was kind of like that too.
Yeah.
But the thing was, like in that preseason game, they got the holding penalty on Mailata, but then that following play, they were able to get back into the end zone. So that's where I'm looking at in the improvement. Even if we make the mistakes, we can still. It's not the penalties ain't a liability. What it feels like now, like we can still continuously keep pushing up the field.
Hey man, I just want to go ahead and say, E-Rock, we know you got other stuff going on, and it's getting late out there, brother. We appreciate you coming through. If you got any last things you want to tell the listeners or Anything on your mind or anything? Because we know I do want to give you your flowers. One thing before you do go. When it comes to charity, you take being a fan to a whole nother level, and that's not something that anybody can do tailgating, anybody can make funny videos, but not everybody goes above and beyond when it comes to the charity like you do. And I do want to go ahead and take our hats off to that, bro. That's major, and being a fan, that's a big part of it, because at the end of the day, these Eagles, these Philly sports teams, their community, and the charity goes back to that community for the people who need it most. So I really want to go ahead and tell you thank you, bro. We see it, and every year you go hard, and you never come up short, man. And we just want to say thank you for that so much, bro.
I appreciate that. Thank you, genuinely, thank you, and I appreciate you teeing that one up on the exit, Poppy. That's a good job that's a pro move by you.
That's why Poppy is. That's why he's on this joint.
And man, no matter where you are as an Eagles fan, they know they can come to La F and come see you, and they're going to get treated like family. And that's one thing I noticed about you. You do it good, and you keep it real, and everybody respects that.
Well,
so, thank you, man.
Gail and Fourth
gang
are doing a phenomenal job. Kind of, really, believe it or not, the tailgates have gotten better. They've gotten better since Gail took charge, and they're just doing an absolute phenomenal job. And I will be there, for the home opener, and look forward to seeing.
I can't wait! I can't wait for that home opener. And I can't wait.
Before I skate on out of here, let me just plug the business here. Philly Sports Trips. Okay, we have a bus trip going. If you're in the Philadelphia area or surrounding area, it doesn't matter. We have a bus trip scheduled to go to FedEx Field. My man Vince over there has bought out the end zone, one complete end zone, and now we're working on our second end zone. Over 700 people are signed up for this trip. We have over 13 buses launching from all Boston, Northeast Pennsylvania. Shout out to the Northeast Pennsylvania Bird Gang. North Jersey, South Atlantic City. We got buses launching from all over the place, and of course Philadelphia. It's a cheap trip. It's like $3, and that includes the ticket and the tailgate. Hollis Thomas will be down there. I'll be down there. Bell and the Birdman will be down there. Fourth and John, just a lot of people are going to be down there. So don't miss out on your opportunity to hop on that. And then, of course, where I'm going to see all my brethren out there in Arizona. You can do a complete travel package, flight and everything, hotel and everything. If you're a local person, part of the reason why I partnered up with this company is because unlike some other travel companies, Philadelphia Eagles based, they cater to the local fan. So you can get a ticket and tailgate package. You can get a tailgate only package. I'll be out there. That's not even the important part. Seth Joyner is going to be out there hanging out with us. Hollis Thomas is going to be it. We're going to have some more surprises for everyone as well. But it's going to be a banging tailgate that's only like a 10-minute walk from the stadium. So I look forward to seeing you all out there. I look forward to playing the party jams. I'm going to play some Ying Yang Twins, so King.
I just want to say, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for giving me, I just want to say, you're one of the guys, you and Gail, y'all gave me the platform. And thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for believing in me. Thank you for always showing me love and telling me, you're part of Fourth and John. And then, and I've always been a part of the E-Rock family. Shout out to Mom, shout out to Pops, Frank, y'all know what it is. Everybody, man. So I'm, as you know, I'm gonna be back. I always come home for the home game.
Sure. Yeah.
So, you know what it is, man. I'll be back home. So yeah.
Awesome. Look forward to at some point seeing everybody this season, whether it's home or away, because that's how we travel, man.
Yeah.
Stadium, you see an obnoxious amount of midnight green. It warms my heart, but I know it pisses everyone else off.
I just know Arizona's about to be taken over, and I love it. Arizona's about to be taken over.
Houston's gonna be taken over because these Texans fans is talking about.
We coming.
Hey, listen, this
It's gonna be
too.
real. It's gonna be good.
I'll bring the hat.
Thank you. To Arizona or Houston?
Zona. If
Oh,
if
yeah.
you
Okay,
guys,
okay, hold on. Before you go, we are having our own tailgate, Swoop Boys, South California group.
Yeah.
We're having our own we're having our own tailgate. If you can bring that
West
hat
Coast family.
and just bless it's a West Coast family, that would be super dope, yo. Super dope.
this is what I'll do.
What's up?
What is before the game or is it the party the night before?
Before the game. There's no night. We're just.
I'm gonna bring.
You know I'm gonna end up with you.
I'm gonna be in Westgate, staggered around somewhere.
I'll be in Scottsdale.
Here's the deal. I'll bring the hat.
Okay.
If you find a beer bong, that's on you. I can't.
I got it.
I can't.
I'm already.
After that.
Oh, we're on it. We're on it.
Oh, we driving down.
Okay, listen. One thing though. One thing, Rick. So we're getting pins coming in and Swoop Boy tees. You have to put the pin on the hat. Is that okay?
I don't honestly. It's cardboard. It's very thick board on there, so I don't know if I can put it on one of the things that hang down.
Yeah, the thing that hang down. If you can put a pin on it, boom, we got it. And I will build. the You'll baptize people. West Coast edition. Yeah. Let's go. Y'all heard it. Rico, please save this clip, and we're gonna play this joint on the Swoop Boys and everybody's platforms. E-Rock will be blessing us with the baptized. Y'all know what it is, and it's just like how we are back home in Philly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't get to go home, don't get to go back to Philly. So we'll bring it to the West Coast. And I'll bring my lap.
Hey, on that note, we gotta let this man go ahead and get going.
Yeah, we gotta let you
go. Everybody else stick with us. We still got a few more minutes left. We still got to do cops. We got to go to the E-Rock. Thank you so much, my man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate
you, my bro.
Hey, you guys have me on. Y'all have a good night.
All right, brother.
Thank you. Yo, shout out to Joey Shakes, man. I appreciate you. I need you on the pod. I need you on the pod, Joey. So you know what it is. You and I have been talking for some time now. You're next, brother. I need you to get you on the pod and Philly 500. I already did an episode with Philly 500, but he's all love. It's been love, man. I want to say this. I appreciate everybody that has been welcomed into us as Swoop Boys. We are a little different. We bring something different, but it's been nothing but love. Appreciate y'all. Y'all been showing us with respect, even though coaches dropped something on his dope ass sweater. Appreciate you. So let's go on to the next one.
It's a mesh shirt or a mesh hoodie.
A little snack, bro.
All right, so Reek, did you want to talk about the Browns? You want to talk about, or what do you want to do right here?
The Browns.
Cops of the week. You want to talk cops of practice, or you want to just? I mean,
what
the
are
game
your
is Sunday.
expectations for the game?
Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, expectations for. Honestly, man. So have we gotten any word? I've heard rumblings that starters are playing again.
What?
A little bit, right?
This will probably be the last game starters will play in.
Series? Yeah, series. They should, don't you think?
Okay.
Yeah, because last season. Well, from what I remember last year, Jalen was going to play in the second game, but that's when they.
There you go, Todd.
Yeah, the second game, but that's when that weird thing where it was like he had a stomach bug and he had to go to the hospital. That was the second preseason game, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I think that's what prevented. So I do believe we'll see another series or so. So I'm all for it. Look, I think one series is good. You know, and I know it happened against us, but you hate to see the Zach Wilson thing happen, but and good thing to hear he's not long-term injury, so that's good. But hey man, it's part of the game, and hopefully Jalen gets out there for another series, throws 7 for 7 again, and gets another TD and gets out real clean. That's all we want,
For sure. Yo, one thing I want all three of you to elaborate on real quick. I'm gonna show the film. Y'all ready to go?
Here.
And then N'Kobe Dean finishes them off. Jordan Davis going to hit that backside B gap, discards Vera Tucker, spins him around, then there's N'Kobe Dean.
How we feeling about that?
So everything I hear about N'Kobe, all right, I'm happy about this kid.
Yeah.
I'm hearing he's the best tackler they have back in the backfield like that. The finesse is going to come to him, but when it comes to tackling, he's the best tackler, and that right there, it says it all, bro. Like that's what we got him for, right? Like to just put a hurting on people.
Gap discipline.
Gotta love it.
Right.
I was gonna say that play was more of to Jordan Davis because they were on a zone blocking scheme, so he was able to get off of that block to create that tackle because he shed the blocker and was initially going to have that first contact.
But coach, you know what that means. You know how this game of football goes. The guys in the front line, they never get the shine and the glory, even though they do the dirty work to set you up to get the sexy play.
No, I think Jordan's going to get it, bro, because look at it. Jordan was getting, triple team and double team against some starters.
That picture,
he's a problem.
That picture where it was like five guys and just Davis.
It was like, he's
the one he's chasing down. The play, unfortunately, it was the play.
That Zach got hurt.
Zach got hurt. Yeah. But the fact that he was able to shut off that center and chase down Zach Wilson, like, bro, that's over 300 pounds coming after you.
That's 1, 2, 3. I see four Jets helmets on this man. 4 green caps on this man.
Come on, man.
That's a problem. I told you that's a problem.
But I like Jordan Davis' eyes, bro. His eyes stay disciplined. He's not worried about the block. He's worried about keeping his eyes on the ball at all times.
Yeah.
Don't remember this dude named Jerome Brown?
Wow. That man about to bring it home for Jerome.
Yeah, for real. I remember bringing home. I met Jerome. I met Jerome Brown in 1991. 1992. Came to my school with a dare program. Yes, sir. And you know, with that being said, man, I think what I was really impressed with N'Kobe Dean was he's a cleanup master. And then Bradley, bro, he's a beast. He's a straight beast, man. So I think people are leaving him out, man. Bradley's a beast. This linebacking core is one of the best we've had in years since Nigel
we haven't had one.
Yeah, well,
when's the last time we got one since Hicks and them boys?
I was about to say Hicks and
Bradham. Hicks and Bradham.
Hicks, Bradham.
But people sleep on Bradley. But he was a special team specialist last year.
Bro, he's a
Bradley
beast, bro. He's a tackling machine.
Special teams.
Tackling machine.
Too.
And no disrespect to those linebacker guys, but you know who I feel like is not getting enough talk? It's Huntley, bro.
Is who?
Huntley, bro. He's looking good out there.
Huntley? The running back?
Yeah.
Jason Huntley?
Yeah,
I think he benefited.
I
think he benefited from Boston Scott being hurt.
But I know Boston's hurt, but he's looking good.
It was only 2 backs that played that game.
It was only 2 backs.
And it was Brooks.
So this is my question to all you guys. This is my question to you. Miles being hurt. Kenneth Gainwell, man, he hasn't had a great camp. He's had drops. He's had injuries as well.
Oh yeah, Landon Dickerson is another great pick. Yeah.
Do you think that this running back talent might hold us back, or is Jalen here to overcover that? Because Jalen's a part of the running game as much as everything.
I think we stacked at running back. So, like, as long as those guys don't stay hurt all season.
Okay.
But as long as you got 2 or 3 of them healthy, all of them guys can run the rock, man. So, like, you know, Miles being the worst one, dropping passes and fumbling at the most inconvenient time ever. But the rest of them are solid. We saw Huntley against the Cowboys starting defense. That game they needed to win.
Oh, bro, he was speed. My thing about Huntley, though, in that game, he does dance around a little bit too much for me. I wish he just hit the hole.
He
as
does
fast as possible.
Just drive. Yeah,
but that's his style. That's his style.
That's his style. But I'm not so much interested as Huntley, the running back, which I do like him as a running back, but more as Huntley, the return man.
I think oh boy stole that one. Oh boy from Utah.
Covey?
Yeah. Look, now he didn't break any off, but if y'all pay attention to his kick returns,
but then they say
his movements, man.
Then he tore his ligament, but
who?
Yeah,
Kobe?
Yeah, he tore ligaments in his
hand. Tore his ligaments.
I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, so I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be stashed somehow. I don't think he's gonna.
So he'll definitely be stashed. What I did not like though is him coming out on Twitter himself saying that he's going to be out, and then he ended up coming to practice the next day.
He got a phone call.
What are you doing, bro?
It's an emotional.
It's
I
probably
would say,
a league announcement rule, like the league has to announce it first or something like that.
It's an emotional time.
Yeah, but you can't diagnose yourself. You're not a doctor. Yeah, you feel it. You gotta go get it. You gotta go get an MRI. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
but that's like you saying in the group chat you played pickup ball and then you text us, "Hey fellas, I think I pulled my hamstring," and then
no. But you see what you just said. You said I think. He said I tore. Like you're not a doctor, man. Like get an MRI, and then figure it out then.
That's like when who was it? It was Alec Boehm thought he broke it, or he thought he broke his finger. And that's
it's dislocated.
It was just dislocated. Yeah,
right.
But don't sleep on the other back. We just got two. The weightlifting champ from North.
I want to see him play. I'm looking forward to seeing him playing this week.
I hope he gets burn.
I will say I am concerned about the running back position at this point.
I'm
a big. I believe with actions, no one's gotten a big contract to stay here. No one's been extended except for Boston Scott. So what that tells me is, I know Gainwell really can't because it's his second rookie. But other than that, no one's wowed them enough to say that they've made a commitment to them to say that they're going to be on this roster long term. And then if they're not going to be in this roster long term,
you got to see him play, right? You got to see him play in the regular season. We've seen Gainwell play. He can play.
Not even that. It was the rumors that Philly was talking to the Raiders for Jacobs.
Yeah.
So you got stuff like that out there flying around. It's kind of making you consider like, all right, what's going on? And for real.
And then Miles is out right now. He has a lot of issues with soft tissue.
But I did hear he was having a great camp until that.
Yeah, they said he was the MVP of the camp. I mean, my thing is this though. I am real tired of the Miles Sanders bashing. I'm tired of that. I am really tired of that, bro. Number one, you as a former athlete, man, you gotta put yourself on there, bro. You're getting hit to the ground. Trust me. And he's a running back. He actually should have a red jersey as well. He shouldn't even be hitting the ground.
That's why I get hurt all the time. Is they don't hit.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So
so that's part of it. Like they don't train like you fight. So when it's like that, then, but that's the rules we live in, and that's the game that we play today. So that's how it is, right? So you might be right. The running backs might need to don that red jersey too.
Yo, Carl always going against you, Reek.
I'm about to say,
I'm his favorite, bro.
He didn't want me. I'm his favorite. That's why he likes.
No, because man. No, but yeah, I got you guys on here for an hour and 45. I'm bugging. Y'all want to do cops? I know Reek does because Reek has some dope.
He was coming up,
and I love the content that you've been putting out. I love the way you've been putting your content out.
If you don't already, make sure you get on Instagram. Follow me, affiliated _Poppy. I'm bringing you fresh content. You know what I'm saying? You can see my cops of the week early. So obviously you see me do the Steam hat. Hey, how'd you like that? How'd you like that? How to fix your brim video?
That was great. That was great.
I like that.
Now I gotta go get a steamer.
Hey, Amazon.
I have one. Amazon, $12.
I got a few this week, man. We got so this was a combo right here. This is the off-white pinstripe. If you're in the Philadelphia area, these are probably sitting in your lid store right now. You got the boom, the old school P, you know what I'm saying, with the that throwback bell, John, the old All-Star.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
That's
Cooper
before the
Count
crack.
Burgundy, John.
Pete Rose P.
Pete Rose and all that, you know, the World Series.
That was before the crack too.
That was definitely before the crack. Both of them got the gray UVs. And then this one right here, I know this was a good pickup because my wife even was like, "Oh, I like that," and you know what I'm saying, got that nice teal with the baby with the.
I saw that joint.
What's that? The Father's Day hat?
Nah,
that's the freeway. That's the freeway joint.
Phillies All-Star.
I want to have a battle. Hey yo.
Hey you, the white UV goes crazy. I don't think you ever be seeing white UVs like that, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you know, on my head, you know, it looks to you know, got the nice bird, got the 75 patch. But what really stood out to me on this hat,
I got that one,
is the green UV, bro. The green UV goes crazy. You never see the midnight green UV on the hat. So
I got the same joint, but it don't have the patch.
The patch.
I'll go because we're about to have a hat battle.
Go ahead,
I got that North Carolina. You know what I'm saying?
I like that one.
You know what I mean?
I got the ill shirt to go with that joint.
With the baby blue UV. You know what I mean?
Slide that too.
Yeah. So
that's
this is my
reverse.
Yeah, reverse on it, and then
like the reverse.
Yes, it is a reverse.
That's crazy. I like that one.
And then I got that joint right there.
There you go.
With the yellow, you killing them.
Killing
them with the yellow joint. You know what I mean? Y'all see that? And that's that gold. That's a yellow gold right there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's not too many UVs with the yellow joint. You know what I mean?
Call that the great coupon.
So y'all know us, man. We about that. We about a little bit about swag, man. You know what I'm saying? So you know, this is the way that's how we do the Swoop Boys, man. Also, Swoop Boy t-shirts. We out here got the whole thing. Big boy joint right here.
Yep.
Carl,
we'll be having that. Huh?
Carl, does he like anything, bro? Does he?
He likes you.
He like you. He likes
me. Last week he said I was too drunk.
Nah, he told me. He said he wants to know what you're thinking.
I got one more though. So, and then I got the cotton candy. I got the cotton candy right there.
Ooh, is that a pinky?
I like that.
Yeah, that's that cotton candy. It's cotton candy. And then the cotton candy.
That Cooperstown patch.
Yeah.
I was looking at that one. I like that one a lot, man. I might pull the trigger still. I'm out here sniping like.
Yeah, and then I did share last week about my Ortiz, but
we got rugged.
Video got pulled. We got rugged. So y'all know I got the Philadelphia 76ers with my Raphael from Ninja Turtles.
That joint's crazy.
Yeah, that joint's crazy, right? And then we got the Eagles joint right here. I'm saving all these from Philly, so you know when we all back in Philly. But yeah, y'all heard the announcement though, guys. We're all going to be in Arizona. We're throwing a fourth. Can't talk. We are throwing a tailgate joint with Swoop Boys, San Diego, SoCal, California, and it's going to be crazy. It's going to be $40 a head because your boy, I can't front everything. There's going to be a lot of people there. I'm going to have a map. And we're going to have a bar. Basically, we're going to have drinks. We're going to have food. So,
we know you don't eat, Carl. We just easy, man. We just
we're just playing, bro. When
I see you in Arizona, I'm going to give you a big hug.
I hope my cousin comes to Arizona. I hope you do.
Please come. Everybody come out. It's going to be a good time. Man.
Yeah, come to Arizona's going to be crazy, man. So come, man. Hang out with the Swoop Boys. We're going to be tailgating. We're going to have food. Might have a guest parents. So stay tuned to that. At the tailgate. And then you already heard E-Rock's going to be coming there and he's going to be doing baptizes. So come, man. It's going to be fun.
I'm gonna have a few pins on me. You know what I'm saying?
And we're gonna have the pins. We're gonna have pins and tees. So we'll have these and we'll have the pins. You see the pins on.
You might be able to win a couple things if you.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna have a lot of.
You're gonna have to bring that. You're gonna have to bring your drinking liver if you're coming to hang with me.
And we're gonna have a contest. We're gonna have a contest. So just definitely want to put that out. And then I didn't get to show the pins. So here are the pins.
Oh yeah, throw them up.
Yeah, throw them up for a little bit.
I'm showing the twins drawn,
so we'll have all four of us will have, I think it was 15, 12, and whatever. And then we'll be selling some, and then we'll be giving some away, doing the raffles and stuff like that. So come to the tailgate, support us. We appreciate y'all. Marcus, you have anything?
No, not yet. I caught my mom-in-law. That was my cop of the week.
Some pool chemicals. That's all I caught this week. So,
hey, pool chemicals are expensive.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna try and find me something while I'm in Georgia next week.
Hey,
Sports Talks includes hats and jerseys as well.
We got a lot of good hats on there.
Whoa, we different, man. We ain't trying to be like everybody else. We with that swag, you know what I'm saying?
Got that brand new Kobe joint coming.
You know what I'm saying? We see the patches. We out here lit too. Lit.
I still gotta find a place to put my Kobe patch. So the year Kobe
jersey?
No. So when my wife was working for the Thunder, when they put the Kobe patches on the jerseys, I think that was the Kobe year. She got a connect from the Lakers, so he sent us some patches. So
that's dope.
I got a patch. I just don't know where to put it.
I got you.
Eagles joint coming. I'm just waiting for the hit.
I already got that. I got a Kobe Bryant number 8 jersey. Yeah. Y'all got any last words before we get up out of here?
Thank everybody for coming out.
Safe, man.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, we love all you guys. It's always good to get on here and talk a little, little mess. This is my flu game, so I'm not up to 100%, but I'm still happy I can show up and be here for you guys. Much love.
Yeah, man, it's preseason, man. Enjoy that stuff. Don't take it, take it with a grain of salt. Don't be roasting people on Twitter, guys. It's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, like Cowboy fans are roasting their own team, like their own team. Yo, they cooking Diggs. They cooking Diggs and cooking Dak. How many times you gonna get sacked? Like, yo, chill out, man. It's a season. It's a practice preseason. Come on now, just chill out.
Well,
Marcus,
you know what? It's
you?
their own fault for hyping all that stuff up when it's like, come on, man.
That's what they do, man. They hype everything.
Kind of like he's feast or famine. So
yeah, they hype everything.
I'll save that for another discussion.
The best part about the
season is
backups, bro.
We all we got. We all we.
Yes, sir.
Eagles, fly. Boy, you know how we do this. Smitty up the field, Booby on the wheel. Jalen and AJ think how we for the steel fight. Eagles, fight. Oh, you know we gon' do that. BG, big player, Bonte, Bradbury, pick 6 in the bag. Boy, sweaty on the line, flash that with him. Boy, the Kobe gon' get him, constant hit him. Boy, and my dog big as my lot of switching names up. Should be Philly, got it sold up, bro. Why ball? Boys,